If your training isn't building you muscle right now, it's probably because you are missing one or maybe even more of these three things. And believe me, I have been there training hard, showing up consistently, feeling like I'm doing absolutely everything right, and I just wasn't progressing. Until I started focusing on these three things, I was getting nowhere. So I'm gonna break them down for you in a bit more detail in this video and give you some useful ways to fix them. So first things first, why you're not building muscle. Now, people seem to think they need something super complicated, all these crazy exercises, something that is just completely revolutionary, and I blame TikTok. I don't think anyone should be learning anything from TikTok. Stick to YouTube. But the reason that you're not making progress usually comes down to these three things. You don't have any structure, so you turn up to the gym, you do what you feel like, you can't really remember what you did last week, and you just go with the flow. Your training is just lacking intensity, and I know everyone bangs on about intensity now, and usually the people that are banging on about intensity still aren't training hard enough because they don't really understand what that actually means. And you're just not tracking things, or you're getting lazy with your tracking. You don't know what you did last week. You don't know what weight you need to beat, what reps you need to beat, and that just leads to no progression. And it's because of these three things that I actually built my 12-week free build guide, which is available in my bio. Click the link, downloads to your phone in seconds. It will put all of this stuff into a clear system so you aren't guessing. Now let's break these things down in a little bit more detail. First things first, no structure. And I completely get it because there are so many new shiny things on social media these days, new exercises, new training techniques, new things to get involved in, like high rocks and trying to be hybrid and this and that and the other. And what that actually does is just distract you from what the main goal is. If it is physique based, I'm sorry, but you have to have a structure, and random is just going to lead to no adaptation. If you don't have a weekly plan and you just guess every week and there's no way to be consistent, yeah, your body might be feeling sore. You might actually get a decent pump from your sessions, but that doesn't actually mean that it's effective for muscle growth. That just means you're doing new things all the time. So what you need to do is pick a training split that suits your lifestyle and stick with that for at least 8 to 12 weeks to see progression. You want the same things in every single week and get better and better and better at them over time. And that's how you'll start to grow. But even if you have a good structure, this next point is probably the thing that's holding you back. Intensity seems to be a little bit of a buzzword right now. You're hearing it absolutely everywhere. And you probably aren't going to like to hear me say this, but you just aren't training hard enough. Even if you think you are, you're more than likely not. I've seen enough client videos of people telling me that they're training hard and they just aren't. The problems I see with most people are stopping the set too early before any sort of rep slowdown seems to start happening. And this probably does link into the second point around just avoiding discomfort. They give up when it starts to feel hard, when they start to feel a bit of that burn, when they start to feel like the weight is getting heavier and heavier. And that unfortunately just results in no stimulus. It's those reps that are close to failure that are going to stimulate muscle growth. And I've made this mistake as well. I used to think I was training hard, but the one thing that I actually did to fix it was to record my sets, watch it back, and there is a very, very, very big difference between how difficult something feels and how it actually looks. So if you can see how it looked and things weren't slowing down and you clearly weren't pushing things, and you know that was 10 reps, then next week you can try for maybe 12 and then watch it again and see whether that's actually getting you to the level that you need to be. And inside the build guide, there is also a ton of information about reps in reserve, intensity, and there's also a progression system week to week. So the intensity actually gets more and more as you go on in your training cycle. So it should prompt you to push harder and really think about that. Now, even if you have structure and you're training hard, this last one is the thing that's going to determine whether you actually grow over time. Now, this is another big one that a lot of people aren't very good at, because in order to grow muscle, we need to present a new stimulus to our body each and every week so it is forced to adapt. And if we aren't tracking things, then we don't know what we did last week. We're not able to add load and reps. And I do also think there is a lot to just having a goal to improve. If you know what you did last week, you've got it in your mind and it's almost a challenge to be able to beat that. If your lifts haven't changed in quite a few months, then it's a good sign your body hasn't changed either. And a really quick way to fix this is just every single week, look to improve at least something. So even if you can't add weight or reps, maybe look at your execution and how you're doing the movement and how you're feeling the movement. So if you felt stuck for quite a while, then focusing in on these 3 areas is going to make a massive difference. So to summarize it all up, here's how to fix the problems. Firstly, make sure that you have a plan. Don't just go into the gym and do random things every single week based on how you feel. Don't jump on a new trend in exercise, jump from being a hybrid athlete to a runner, to a gym goer, to a bodybuilder. Just pick one goal and stick to it for as long as you possibly can. Train hard and with intent. Even if you think you're training like an absolute warrior, I promise you there's more in the tank. So record yourself, watch it back, and that will tell you the story. And don't be lazy with your tracking. It's so quick and easy. You can do it in between your sets. It's good to have a clear goal every single time you walk in the gym, but it's also nice to be able to look back and see how far you've come. And seeing that progression is almost a guarantee that you're building muscle. If you look at fixing these 3 things, I promise you, your results will change very fast. And if you want this all set up for you so you don't have to think about it, your training, your progression, your calories tracked and adjusted, it's all inside my build guide. It basically just removes all that guesswork so you can crack on and train. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is going to form part of my muscle mastery series to help you to build your absolute best physique possible. The next video, we're going to be delving into how to fix your training structure, specifically training splits. So I'm going to be talking what is the best training split for muscle growth and how you can go about building that out for yourself. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.